Silent Night, Lonely Night, this is the Silent Game for Fun, JGM ShadowGames, and today we're playing another part of Brothers in Arms, Road to Hill 30, and as per usual, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more gaming contents like this, and also don't forget to click the notification bell for you to know when I will be uploading the next video, and you can now donate in my coffee, which is in the description. You can find it in the description below as well. And as per usual, enjoy the show. I think this is the final part. We'll see.
There's rumors coming down the pipe that the squad's gonna be split up after we leave Carentan. Hell, Corian even thinks we're going home. Wrong again, Sam. A few other guys have been talking about getting a farm or some land. Some peace and quiet. God, not me. Last thing I want to do is live out my days alone after the shit I've seen. Well, it's not time for goodbyes yet. Not by a long shot.
Oh,
Why the hell did you bring back that busted piece of crap?
Not sure. Seemed like the right thing to do.
What are you gonna do? Bury it?
I might.
Knock off the chatter and fall in! Now, I'm not one for speeches, so I'll make this short. First, there's a Colonel Marshall here to interview some of you for General Eisenhower. Don't screw that up! Second, I've been in the Army a long time, and in some pretty good units. But in all that time, well, I just want to say you guys did good. We lost some good men. But at the same time, we sent a message to Hitler and his boys that we're coming for him, that his days are numbered. Now I've got a promotion to make. Sergeant Hartsock, front and center.
ooh, red.
Second squad needs a new leader, and the responsibility is now yours. So on these stripes, or I'll cite you for being out of uniform. Sergeant Baker! You know this isn't over, right? Hell of a thing we've been through these last 8 days.
I know.
Welcome to the end of the beginning. Grab your gear, troopers! We've still got a war to fight!
Third squad, you heard the man. Move out.
We'll see about this. We'll see about this. Oh! Oh wow! Oh wow! So, I guess that was it. Wow! Didn't expect that. Wow! This game is really ended. Wow! I guess that the previous one was the last part of it. Wow! I thought there would be one more, one more fight. Guess that was it. Yikes. So anyways, kind of irony. Well, I'm just gonna use this time, for doing the bonus part of this. I'm just gonna look what was the extras about. Poor Leggett. I lost some of my friends. Risner was the most sad ones because that was very unexpected for him to die. But I guess that's how, I guess it is what it is. This is war. And also kinda scary also because it kinda, kinda relates now to this day. for some reason. Which is kinda sucks because, you know, the game is very fun. Like, it is very fun. Like, the vibes, the story, you know, the tone of the game, how the story works, kinda reminds me especially of Saving Private Ryan and the Band of Brothers, and also kinda reminds me of Fury for the tanks, which I don't, you know, didn't get to hop on because for obvious reasons. I can hop on while moving, which is the sad part, but it is what it is, I guess. I hope that this music is not copyrighted whatsoever because I've been talking a lot now, and that would be sucks if it gets copyrighted. But I hope I will be able to mute the song only because, anyways, what's the point? It's just, it wasn't some song of, it is a very heroic song. Like, honestly, it is kind of disrespectful to get copyrighted for hearing a heroic theme. Like, honestly, like, it's kind of effed up, you know. Yeah, kind of messed up, you know, getting copyrighted for, you know, keeping the music because it is what it is. And also, I tried also to, you know, to find ways to mute the music, but sadly there's no other way because the master volume is, because there's only one volume, is the master volume, which also includes the everything from music, from dialogue, from shootings, from the tanks, how every sound was in that one option, which is the master volume, which is kinda sucks, like, honestly. But it is pretty understandable because this game is very, you know, this game is very low. This game, I don't know, old. This game is very old. Now let's what's this extras? Okay. So, part 1 of the history of the 101st Airborne from the official US Army reports preserved at the US National Archives. History of the 101st Airborne Division in Allied Invasion Western Europe, 6 of June 1944 to 30 of June 1944. Late in the summer of 1942, a Major General of the United States Army stood before thousands of his troops and promised them that their division had a rendezvous with destiny. And due to the nature of our armament and the tactics in which we shall perfect ourselves, we shall be called upon to carry out operations of far-reaching military importance, and we shall habitually go into action when the need is immediate and extreme. Let me call your attention to the fact that our badge is the Great American Eagle. This is a fitting emblem for a division that will crush its enemies by falling upon them like a thunderbolt from the skies. The history we shall make, the record of high achievement we hope to write in the of the American annals of the American Army and the American people depends wholly and completely on the men of this division. Each individual, each officer, and each enlisted man must therefore regard himself as a necessary part of a complex and powerful instrument. Where was it? for the overcoming of the enemies of the nation. Each in his own job must realize that he is not only a means but an indispensable means for obtaining the goal to victory. It is therefore not too much to say that the future itself, in whose molding we expect to have our share, is in the hands of the soldiers of the 101st Airborne Division. Okay, that was it. On June 5, 1944, Supreme Allied Commander General Eisenhower meets with Sergeant Baker's real-life unit, the 5th 502 Parachute Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne. This is kind of a nice extra. The 502 PRI was the only combat unit the Supreme Commander met with on D1 the day before the invasion, and it expected 80% casualties. Okay, page 1 of the history of the 101st Airborne from the official U.S. Army reports preserved in the archives of So that was it, I guess. What? Oh, this is gonna be a very long extras. Okay, I see. Okay, this is Colonel John F. Antal, served 30 years in the U.S. Army. And he entered the United States Military Academy at West Point in 1973 and retired on July 31st, 2003. Antal has commanded U.S. combat soldiers at every level from platoon to regiment. Antal is an airborne ranger and has entered expert infantry badge. He served in combat units in Germany, Korea, Kuwait, and the United States. He commanded an M1A1 tank battalion in the volatile demilitarized zone in Korea. His last Army assignment was Operations Officer G3 for this 100,655,000 man 165,000 man. Oh my god, let me read for Christ's sake. 3rd Armored Corps at Fort Hood, TX. Antal now serves as military historian and advisor to Gearbox Software on the gaming titles such as Brothers in Arms. Kinda nice. Okay, so that was it. So, I will not waste my time on completing those because I don't want to die. General Dwight Eisenhower's orders of the D-Day for June 6, 1944. Orders of the day: soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. Whoops. In company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, we will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well trained, well equipped, and battle hardened. He will fight savagely. But this is the year 1944. Much has happened since the Nazi triumphs of 1940 to 41. The United Nations have inflicted upon the Germans great defeats in open battle, man-to-man. Our air offensive has seriously reduced their strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground. Our home have given us an overwhelming superiority in weapons and munitions of war and placed at our disposal great reserves of trained fighting men. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We'll accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking. An early draft of the D-Day message. On the D-Day, the Allied soldiers of the world were brothers in arms. Okay. Live actor and props film with an array of vertical. Okay, this is very nice. You know, the extras are very nice. I don't care if you're gonna become a 1 hour because it is kind of fun. Even though I'm getting stressed a lot, especially on the last 3 parts of the mission, which is kind of yikes. Landon Montgomery directs the actor to perform the behavior of game characters and captures the motion data using specialized. Okay, I don't know who was that, who is this man, but I hope everyone knows. Using specialized computer software. This is very nice, you know, the behind the scenes. Okay, motion capture actor Josh Ririck stands in the reference. Okay, T-posting. T-posting 60 times per second, the 3-dimensional. Okay, this is very interesting, but sadly I will not able, you know, to pick the other ones because this kinda sucks. This is very interesting, you know, but don't worry, after this I'm gonna rate the game overall. So there's no worry about it. Matt Baker, my character, I know. The T-pose is very useful, you know. It's just you know, from trolling or whatsoever. It's just a perfect, you know, pose, you know, to record your whole body and so on and so forth. Okay, so that was it.
Ost battalions, from the German word Ost or East, were troops drafted into German service from prisoners captured from the Soviet Army. Most of these soldiers were from Asian Russia, North Africa, Russia, Ukraine, the Muslim republics of the Soviet Union, and other places the Germans had conquered.
Very interesting. Thankfully, I don't have to talk.
The Ost battalions in Normandy area on D-Day were from the 709th and 243rd Static Divisions. The quality of these troops was so low that the German army had no chance to implement a defense in depth, and fixed these men to fight from prepared positions that guarded the beaches. The German strategy was to use the Ost battalions to defend from fixed positions, and German NCOs were ordered to shoot their own men if they tried to run away.
Wow, kinda messed up.
Ost battalions.
Oh, wow, I almost broke my mic. Wow. Looking north along Utah Beach at exit 4, photographed by art director Brian Martel. Ooh, okay. This is very nice, you know. They using everything in their disposal, you know, to create the game. Such as, you know, this is the useful things about the photos, picturing the, you know, picturing everything, the landscape, everything from the base like that. You know, in order for you, you know, to view this extra is very worth it to play, you know, but I will not risk it. So if you want to, you know, check the other bonuses of the extras, then you need to play this by yourself. They're available on Steam and also on the GOG as well. Okay, so that was it. Page 1. Okay. Okay. House to house. Summers went through the next 5 houses in the same manner, one man aiding him. Private John Camin, armed only with a carbine. They switched weapons from house to house, one covering with the carbine while the other rushed the door with the Tommy gun. Whoops. Whoops, I made a mistake. The houses were thick, stone-walled, and the walls were slotted with farports. The Germans kept firing on the road. The machine gunner kept plastering the embrasures. Summers and Cammy went on from building to building, taking no prisoners because no chance afforded, fighting and firing and saying nothing to one another. 30 of the enemy were killed in the dwellings before the 2 men rushed a building near the end of the line, kicked the door open, and found it was a troop mess hall. There were 15 men at the table paying no heed to the fighting. Summers cut them down as they started to arise. Ah, okay, I forgot. Anyway, Sergeant Summers and Private Camin. Okay. They earned. Okay. Oh my god, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. A bazooka has been sent alone by Cassidy. Sergeant, I don't know how, I guess I am just calling him Sergeant Roy Nickrent, in charge of it. The man waiting there saw the last bazooka round set the upper part of the house in flames. Lieutenant Combs and Lieutenant Theodore S. Richards arrived in time to see it also. The Germans began pouring out of the houses, and the men at the hedge poured far into them as they fled backward. It was much too late for them. House 1 of the XYZ complex photographed with the Kilpax survey. Okay. So that they need to be, see? The difference between the game and representation, the real life in the game, which is kinda nice, but also those bases are so annoying as well because the AIs are good at hiding. Okay, so that was it. U.S. National Archives and Records Administration. Okay. Brian Martel at the archives, he discovered thousands of photos, U.S. Army reports, eyewitnesses accounts, maps, and spy plane images. The party forms. Cole figured he didn't want to engage until he could be sure where he was, so he beat on the door of a house at the edge of the town. An answer came back from a woman, but she wouldn't open up, though Cole continued to pound the door for about 10 minutes. A boy from the 505th who spoke fairly good French came up and gave her an argument through the door. She opened it. She was reluctant to give them any information, but finally told them they were at... I forgot what this was to pronounce, Sister Mère Église. So sorry if because I really don't know to pronounce because English is not my first subject, and also I don't know French. So sorry. Very interesting. This is very interesting. Like, they really work hard. It's sad like there's no fourth installment of the Brothers in Arms, but I hope there will be more. Like, honestly, this is way more fun. Okay, the artist. Okay, still the artist of the Brothers in Arms. So that was it.
The German infantry was the mainstay of the German army. These soldiers were very dependable and much better trained, equipped, and disciplined than the Ost battalion troops. The infantry was organized into 9-man rifle squads, comprised of a sergeant, a 5-man rifle element, and a 3-man light machine gun team. In 1944, the German squad and its tactics revolved around the MG-42 machine gun. In the 101st Airborne Invasion area, the regular infantry were predominantly from the German 91st Infantry Division. The German infantry was the mainstay of the German army. These soldiers were very dependable and much better trained. In the 101st Airborne Invasion area, the regular infantry were predominantly from the German 91st Infantry Division.
Okay. But sadly... Okay, this is the programmers of Brothers in Arms. They're very much also all of them they're showing are very much important in creating video games at all. Video games are not easy to do. See, there's a lot of them. A lot of them. Okay. A glider. This is the one I think for the airborne. Yeah. For the jump troops, Rommel Asparagus. Very lucky. I even thought that there will be some landmine in whatsoever there. Kinda messed up. Level designers. They really make a good job, creating the level designs, but the AIs are still the problem. Like, oh my god, they're so immaculate at their aim. Like, honestly, they're so immaculate on their aims, like...
This is the U.S. M5 Stuart light tank. Tanks like this landed in the first wave at Utah Beach and linked up with the paratroopers of the 101st Airborne during the D-Day invasion. Among the American tanks, the M5 had the least armor and the smallest gun. It was used primarily for reconnaissance, scouting missions, and light infantry support. The Stuart tank was armed with a 37mm main cannon, which was used against fixed positions and lightly armored vehicles. A 30 caliber machine gun mounted coaxially with the main gun, which could be aimed with the turret at enemy infantry. A 30 caliber bow machine gun, which could be used for suppression of enemy positions. And a turret mounted 30 caliber machine gun, which could be used by an infantryman riding on the back deck, just like Sergeant Baker can do in Brothers in Arms. This is the U.S. M5 Stuart.
Okay. Okay, the writers and the audio creator. Very interesting. So, the Brothers in Arms test and support. Well, that was it. Game screenshot and comparison. Wow. Wow, I really like this game. Like, this game is way more even though they are stressful, I think it is the right choice, to make the game very stressful for the players, because it really makes me immersed. Like, World War is not, not some walk in the park like the other games such as Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, and Battlefield did on their FPS games. That is just, way more actiony. This game really makes the game way more intense. Like, honestly, you really can't do anything but to cry if you failed a lot. You really can't do anything, because the only thing we can do there is to cry a lot, like, honestly. And it's been 30 minutes, but I don't care, because this game is so interesting, and they really work hard on their, they really look for the accuracy of the games, the accurate depiction of war, which is they really made it a good job, because I rage a lot for dying a lot, because the game is way more intense even though I'm playing it on normal mode. Like, you really can't do anything but to cry. Because the game is way more intense. I have already said this a lot in the previous parts, but I don't care. This game is really intense. Like honestly, I don't lie on what I feel about the games that I've played. Like honestly, and after doing the other parts of the Brothers in Arms, then I will rate the game for it's just called a half. How you say? That the way you called it when you play on a after like a half. I would call it a time break for me when I'm gonna rate these games. If I remember correctly, then it is. Then if not, then if I manage to increase the ratings of the game, then good job. Because most of the bad things I'm mostly forgot, but the good things are still dominant here. Whoa. Okay. Oh no, I forgot. I've been way too excited. Okay. Yup, accurate weapons, everything. What? Oh, okay. I can see. But damn. Kinda looks very identical. But I'm playing it on a monitor. As long as it works in 60 FPS, I don't care the resolution of it. Because anyways, resolutions doesn't make you a good player, honestly. It really depends on your skills, not on what peripherals, whatever accessories you have. This weapon is very difficult to use, like honestly. Oh wait. Well, it is very lucky, to find some old structures during the war that, still intact, because most of them, got destroyed from the bombs, artilleries, gunshots, whatever the cause is, because war really destroys everything, like honestly. Okay. This is very nice. Whew, the game is very intense. And some sections are also annoying. Like what did I do?
The Sherman tank. Tanks like this landed in the first wave at Omaha Beach and linked up with the paratroopers of the 101st Airborne near Carentan.
Nothing? Okay, nothing.
The Sherman tank was armed with a 75mm cannon, which was used most effectively against the sides or rear of enemy tanks. The Sherman tank. This is the German MP-40 submachine gun. The MP-40 was the standard German submachine gun of World War II and was the preferred weapon for squad leaders in the German army. The MP-40 is 32.75 inches long with the folding metal stock extended, and it weighs 8.7 pounds. The MP-40 was a very lethal weapon at close range, Many Americans preferred the MP-40 over their own submachine guns and scavenged them whenever possible. In Brothers in Arms, you can feel free to take one for yourself.
Yeah, I've already used it in whatever mission that was.
This is the German MP-40.
I've already used the German MP-40, which is kinda cool. It is very easy to use, and the recoil wasn't, very annoying. Just a few minutes before dark of the night, that 5023 was to move out. Captain Henry Plitt, I don't know how to call, RGTS3 was told that an alternate route might be needed for the advance, and that the information would be needed before 0300. He took a Piper Cub from Hostville and scouted the railway line south of the Dove as a possible alternate. The hour was about 21:30, but there was still sufficient light for his purpose. Flying at 1500 feet, he could see the bridge over the Jordan Dove's intersection, and noted that it took passable for foot troops. Oh my god, this game is way fun than than it was supposed to be, but there's nothing problem of it, like, oh my god. Yeah, the weapons are way more, very, very interesting. Like, the weapons are so, they sound differently from the other games, from the other FPS games, that, like, they're very, they're very video gamey sound effects. But in this one, I think this is the best, one of the best World War II games. Way more better than the Call of Duty and Medal of Honor and Battlefield. Like, Battlefield has a World War II? I don't know, but who cares anyways? Ubisoft before Ubisofty. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his own life above and beyond the Call of Duty on 11 of June 1944 in France. Lieutenant Colonel Cole was personally leading his battalion in forcing the last 4 bridges on the road to Carentan when his entire unit was suddenly pinned to the ground by the intense intense and withering enemy rifle, machine gun, mortar, and artillery fire placed upon them from well-prepared and heavily fortified positions within 150 yards of the foremost elements. After the devastating and unceasing enemy fire had for over 1 hour prevented any move and inflicted numerous casualties, Lieutenant Colonel Cole, observing this almost hopeless situation, courageously issued orders to assault the enemy positions with fist bayonets. With utter disregard for his own safety and completely ignoring the enemy fire, he rose to his feet in front of his battalion and with drawn pistol shouted to his men to follow him in the assault. Catching up a fallen man's rifle and bayonet, he charged and led the remnants of his battalion across the bullet-swept open ground. Swept open ground and into the enemy position. His heroic and valiant action in so inspiring his men resulted in the complete establishment of our bridgehead across the Douve River. The cold fearlessness, personal bravery, and outstanding leadership displayed by Lieutenant Colonel Cole reflect great credit upon himself and are worthy of the highest praise in the military service.
We're going to show you the E3 demo of Brothers in Arms. My name is Randy Pitchford, and I am the president of Gearbox Software.
Hello, my name is Colonel John Antel, U.S. Army retired, and I'm the Chief of Staff of Gearbox, also the historian and military advisor. So my job is to make sure that the game is authentic as possible, as realistic as possible, and as much an experience of World War II paratrooper combat.
Okay, so sorry. This sketch map drawn by Army historian. I don't know how to pronounce those, so sorry.
The Waffen SS Panzer Grenadiers were some of Germany's toughest soldiers and could be counted on to have more equipment, ammunition, anti-tank weapons, and overall firepower than any other infantry force in the German army. The Panzer Grenadiers, which stands for mechanized infantry, were heavy infantry designed to fight in and around their armored half-tracks. Their purpose was to support and enable the fast-moving tanks and to keep the tank attack rolling along. The Germans believed in the concept of combined arms, using infantry, tanks, artillery, and aircraft together to overmatch the enemy in mobility and firepower. The Waffen SS
I don't know how to say this. I've been silent. I've been, been quiet, but it's very interesting and so, very interesting that this game hasn't, I know this game is popular, but not as popular as the Call of Duty. As Call of Duty and Medal of Honor, which is kinda sucks because this is way more better than those FPS games because those games are way more, run and gun, just walk in the park. Unlike this one, which is you died a lot, whatever difficulty you have, and you really need strategy, and some are so, yada yada, but it is still fun to play. I think I prefer this overall to play this again, and my own time. I will not record the other difficulty missions because I don't want to die and I want to live. So, who cares anyways? this game is way more fun, like honestly. There's extras, you know, they really show their, you know, their hard work and, you know, dedication in creating the Brothers in Arms series, which you can already tell from the gameplay, the sound effects, the sound of the weapons are so, you know, it really makes feel like you, if you watch Heat, especially the bank shooting, the bank firefight or whatever you call the shooting scene, it is very, you know, very intense, you know, loud, and the way you aim is not, you know, very accurate, which is kinda makes more sense because, you know, this game is, the weapons are not very accurate at all, like you sometimes miss, you sometimes are, the hits are RNG, like you can't really tell from, you know, how RNG these games in this. And the game is fun, like well, you can just watch it on the YouTube. I will not risk it, you know, for the sake of, you know, it is still worth it anyways. Just be thankful that those unlockables videos that you can get are also, you know, unlockable when you play it. When you play it on the easy mode, but you cannot unlock the other ones, but it is still worth it to try. I will just try to complete this in my own time, but after, you know, completing the whole Brothers in Arms series, which is thankfully I don't have much time left in but creating these games very fun. Like I don't know how to speak the words that I've said now. I don't know how to expand it because my English is very basic, like it's just 1 plus 1 and that's it. It's just a simple 1 plus 1. And that's it. Wow, overall this game is very fun. Like overall this game is fun. Like I rate this game a, how should I say this, a 9 out of 10 because anyways the only sadly I know there's some, but for me it is a 9 out of 10 because the difficulty spikes are so, you know, kinda messed up sometimes because, you know, it's pretty understandable. Like this game is pretty old, like how old this game is, what, 2005? Based from I saw how when this game was released, the first Brothers in Arms, which is the Road to Hill 30, and the next Brothers in Arms that I will play is the Earned in Blood, and that's it. That's all because the story is great, the gameplay is great. There are some problems, it's just little things anyways, it's just a skill issue for me. It's just the difficulty spikes is kinda messed up sometimes, like, but it's still understandable. That's why I just rate this a 9 out of 10 for the whole thing. But can be also a 10 out of 10 for the story and how accurate the game was, the gameplay. But I just put it a 9 for, I'm just being honest here, honestly. I can't lie that the game is very difficult even though I'm playing it on normal mode. Like what? I hope that in the next sequel, which is the Earned in Blood, Brothers in Arms, Earned in Blood, I hope the game will be, you know, kind of more of a there's some fixes of the gameplay mechanics. They don't need to to add another gameplay mechanic and whatsoever, because the game is already perfect. And I hope that there will be upgrades and improvements to the gameplay more, and also the difficulty is also improve in terms of spiking it up for whatever reasons. And a 9 out of 10 game. This is way more better than the Call of Duty series and the Medal of Honor and all of the World War II. I think this is my favorite World War II games. And if I'm going to be specific, then this is my favorite World War II first-person shooter game. Like, honestly, this is way more better, way more intense, way more realistic. Make me stress in strategizing and hiding, because this is very intense. This is World War II. This is a not walk in the park. This is a good thing and give me vibes of Band of Brothers and Saving Private Ryan. And honestly, that's it for now. See you in the next installment of Brothers in Arms, which is Earned in Blood. And as per usual, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more gaming contents like this. And also, don't forget to click the notification bell for you to know when I will be uploading the first part of the Earned in Blood of the Brothers in Arms series. And you can now donate in my Ko-fi, which is in the description below. And my social medias are also in the description below. And this is the Silent Gamer for Fun, GGM ShadowGames. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more gaming contents like this. And see you in the next part in Brothers in Arms, which is Brothers in Arms. I'm done now on playing the Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30. And we're now going to Brothers in Arms Earned in Blood. And bye-bye!